So what's the Grape Explorer talking about today? So we are back to our grape series where we talk about different grapes and identify grapes of the world. But, you know, sometimes we do have to come back to what's called a popular grape. And what's more popular today than Sauvignon Blanc? Oh my goodness gracious. Everybody's drinking Sauvignon Blanc from all over the world. We're going to talk about that right now. But guess what? We're going to zoom in today on a beautiful property. Right now, this is a property that sent us some wines, and we wanted to taste them and give them a shout out to the property. It's called Bellemare. They are located in this area called Montpellier right here, which is Pays d'Oc right here down in the Mediterranean. And there's a lot of grapes going down here. So you have, they send some very, very interesting wines, you know, Viognier, and also some Vermentino, which is roll. Nobody says roll anymore because they talk about Vermentino. And this area also produces a lot of Chardonnay. But guess what? Everybody wants Sauvignon Blanc today. For whatever reason, they're buying New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. They're buying Sancerre. They're buying White Bordeaux. These are all based on Sauvignon Blanc. But guess what? A lot of people don't realize Sauvignon Blanc is growing all over France. But guess what? The prices on Sancerre are going out of the roof. I mean, they're over $30 a bottle today. You got Pouilly Fume, which is the next one up. That's even $25 a bottle. Of course, we always talk about our area over here in Bordeaux, but this area right here is a hotbed for what we call the values of France. Everybody's always wondering, where is the values in France? And it's called Pays d'Oc right here in Montpellier. So this is pure 100% Sauvignon Blanc. I was very excited to try this because I get a lot of people asking me for you know, good value Sauvignon Blanc, and it almost doesn't matter where it comes from because they know that when a person's coming in and they can say to a person, you know, I have a new wine, and they'll say, well, what's the grape? And they'll say Sauvignon. Oh, I love Sauvignon Blanc. So it's a little easier to sell these wines today. But remember now, what do I always talk about when I talk about Sauvignon Blanc? I always talk about maritime areas, and I call about salinity. This is the Mediterranean Sea right here. It's pushing up here with the cross breezes coming up, and you get a lot of that mineral that's coming off of the sea. You get what's called saline spray that's coming in here, and it just ends up right into the vineyards, and you can actually smell this wine, and you get that salinity, that bright acidity that just comes right out of the wines. Wow. And you get some different flavors. Now, I'll tell you right now, if I put this into a blind tasting and I say identify the grape, I bet you a lot of people are not going to tell me, oh, that tastes like a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. Oh, that tastes like a Sancerre. This has got its own identity, which is interesting. Same grape, but it's coming from a different area, and it's coming from all these different microclimates here, right by the ocean. Think about this, you know, this whole area is just a plethora of fish and seafood and shellfish. These are perfect wines down there. If I'm hanging out right now in Montpellier at a restaurant, guess what I'm drinking? I'm drinking Sauvignon Blanc from this area because you know why? It's probably the best wine priced on the list. So just leaps out of the glass. You get that beautiful, almost like lemon lime kind of like citrus tones right off the bat. And you get dried fruits too, which is kind of interesting. But again, Sauvignon Blanc, so it's coming a little bit across, you know, that's typical of what I call a Sauvignon Blanc. Let's taste it now. Oh, that's delicious wine. This is really, really good. Bright acidity. You don't get that in a lot of different, maybe New World wines. You get that lovely balance, counterbalance. Beautiful fruit structure. This is very fresh because it's 2023, so it's like just came out of the tank. Like I'm tasting this like if I'm at the winery and somebody's just pouring right out of the tank, like beautiful freshness. It's got this nice twist off cap here, which I think is interesting for Sauvignon Blanc because I think a lot of people today are kind of fed up with the corks, right? You just want to like, let's just open it as fast as we can and drink it, put it in the refrigerator, chilled. We're in the summertime right now. Guess what I'm drinking? Drinking Sauvignon Blanc from the south of France. And I think that this is one of the areas a lot of people don't realize. Sauvignon Blanc from the south of France down here. You don't see too much Sauvignon Blanc in this area. But I'll tell you what, these are wines that you should pay attention to because guess what? under $12 a bottle. You're never gonna find value like that in the world. I'm telling you right now, you gotta travel a bit, you gotta be adventurous. If prices are going a little higher than you wanna spend, look for value. This is where you find value. Look, it's got a beautiful little seahorse on here because this identifies that we're right on the Mediterranean, and we love this property, Bellemare. I think that right now, these people get it. They understand that most Americans do not want to spend a lot of money, and they're looking for beautiful value that they can drink every day. One more sip on this wine. This is lovely. This is beautiful. This is a wine that I can drink every day. Again, this is the Grape Explorer. I'm always looking for great value in wines. I think I found a winner here. Cheers.